Hi everyone, this is Sunette, and in this video for Self and Living, I would like to share about a post I recently made on Facebook where myself and my partner were in a way walking away from a coffee shop we had visited. And as we were walking away, also in that moment, we were interestingly enough discussing the day and how, unexpected and unpredictable it had been, not only in relation to all the places we had visited or seen that we had never been before, but also the company. And, because we had people visiting from different places in the world, and we all came together for a day and had an adventure exploring different places. But at the same time, it was an exploring of the different relationships, different context of spending time together, getting to know one another. We oftentimes create this idea of someone based on, let's say, one context, one environment, one way of being with one another. But if you both together, explore different things, different outings, different places, spaces, times, more and more of yourself, is seen, and more of the other person. So it was a day, I would say, I define within the words unpredictable, but unpredictable in an explorative way and in a way of discovering myself, others, a day where, I also recently opened up a album, which I'm calling Clothes and I. I'm starting a sharing of who I am in the clothes I wear in my everyday life every now and then. And actually, my day started with the clothes, where I was initially uncertain about what we were going to do for the day, what we're going to get up to, where we're going to go. So I looked at the weather, I just looked at practicality, but I also felt like, let's say, a bit, for lack of a better word, stylish, chic, light, comfortable, fun. And that was, interestingly enough, how the day itself also went, where now we walked into the day, we decided to go for a walk in a forest and on a farm. And I was like, great, I am all geared up, I had even the right nice boots and jeans and, protected and light jersey so I won't get too hot. We had a really nice time walking around in a forest and on a farm. And then we went for a lunch at a completely different place we've never been before, and a whole different experience of eating. I've tried foods I've never had before. And from there, we went exploring a view at a coffee shop. So different environments, different areas, different events, same people, but it was also interesting to get to know me and them and having this experience of something new, unpredictable, explorative, and different. Those words. And we sometimes take things like this for granted. We think, we're just two people, we're going to go out and explore something new or different. Let's say it's you and your partner or friends or a group of friends. But if you really slow down and look at it in a holistic way, you will see that there's actually so much more going on. It's not only you, but also them that's for the first time going somewhere new, exploring something new, something different. Who are you in that? Are you changing? Are you having new, different feelings? Are you relaxing more? Or have you been inspired? And this is also another thing that happened, is that I came back with so many new ideas for self and living and so many other videos and productions, and then brought in another person. So it was like an end of a day, but also a beginning of something new. Then I looked at it, okay, but this sounds really amazing. But in the end, it is only one day. And I also found sometimes that there is a mistake we make. In that, we come back from that one fun day experience that will be unforgettable. And then we return to our normal everyday lives, routines, habits. And what can sometimes happen is a sense of comparison, is a sense of lack or want or desire, wanting more of that. And I instead asked myself, okay, everything that I lived in that day, how can I take so much of that into my everyday life? So I looked at my everyday life as the following. In everyday life, I'm going to set out to do one or two small things differently. Bring in some difference to routine, to habit, to repetition. Because for a moment in that day, I was really overwhelmed by the day, but at the same time, I was like, wait a minute. Okay, now I came back to my day and I'm like, okay, get back. I must remember now to do this. The moment when I get back to work mode. Absolutely. I was like, oh, okay. And then that adrenaline of stress almost wants to rise up within you. So it's like, okay, no, this is not going to work for me. And then I looked, okay, but what's the difference here? What did that day bring me? What does this kind of maybe not bring me? And it had a lot to do with being inspired, getting new ideas, moving with a lot more people, communicating, interacting. So it wasn't really so much about just that one day. It was about what was the gift of that day. So instead of looking at the pictures, the simulations, the memories, the moments, specifically all the people that was involved, I drop all of that and I look at the words. What words was important, stood out, was valuable in that day that I can still take with me in every day of my life. And it had a lot to do with routine and habit and repetition. So I need to look at how can I swap around my day, maybe type somewhere different, walk around a bit more, change who I am and what I do. Not just be, when I have to do something that I have to do every single day, go, oh man, this again? I'd rather go, oh yeah, this again. Just change it up somewhere, somehow. Little tweaks, little changes. Because that will just break you out of that routine experience, that habit, that everyday monotonous repetition. Then what I also wanted to start doing is put myself out there more, is what I realized I didn't do. So I was waiting for more people to kind of come to me. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be going to people and saying, right, pulling you in, you in, you in, you in. Let's do this. Let's actually get this together and do it, man. That was the one thing I realized I enjoy on that day, is the interactions, the communications, and this people right on, face to face. So I'm going to organize that more. Great. And not only organize it just for, let's say, a fun day, stress-free, out relaxing. No. Don't get me wrong, it's not what we do here. I mean, even our day out was full of sharings, insights, supports, explorings, groundings, learning. So whatever I'm going to bring in some people, I'm going to see how can I utilize that to benefit what I do, all the people I support in the world out there, in all the various ways that I do it. All right, everyone. So here in this one video, so many points, so many dimensions for everyone to have a look at. And main points being, we don't always know where our actual everyday life is going to go. But if you live in already that starting point of repetition, routine, that monotonous dread, that over and over and over, that is what your day is going to be. I realized the one thing that actually changed between that day and this day was just me, was how I approached it, was my starting point. So I'm going to start asking myself, right, girl, stand in front of that mirror. Doesn't even matter if I wear, yes, my scruffy farm clothes, because, you're on the farm, we gotta have to wear a bit of old clothes because they get very dirty very quickly with the pups and the animals and the cooking and the kids running around. And from that perspective, there's always unpredictability. So we've learned that way. But it doesn't matter what I'm putting on. I can stand in front of that mirror and say, right, what's this day going to bring? Let's bring it on. Let me walk into this and see what can I do differently? Where can I bring in different things? And how can I communicate and interact with people more? Because that's really what I enjoy doing. And just organize, yes, more events like that for different people who I live with or come together with. Why? Because it is sometimes nice to just change your setting, change your environment, see who you are and other people are in different places and spaces. It opens up so much inside yourself. And it has in me with getting inspired. So many things. And here also sharing some of that with everyone here. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for listening. Really appreciate it.